Welcome to all of you to our Perry City Council meeting tonight. We're excited to see what the Perry Robotics team has to share with us a little later. Right now, I will call our meeting to order at 7 o'clock and ask if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, would you take roll call, please?
Mayor Cameron.
Here.
Jerry Lambert.
Here.
Mike Connell.
Here.
Bob Porter.
Here.
Mindy Galloway. Here. Mal Ghazi.
Here.
Kristen Babel.
Here.
Everybody's here.
I'm looking for approval of our agenda for this evening.
I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
Second. We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And looking for approval of our council meeting minutes from May 7th.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the readings, and approve the minutes from May 7th regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. That moves us right into our pre-approved reports or presentations, which is the Perry Robotics team. We're so glad you're here. Who's going to introduce you?
We're the high school robotics team from Perry. Mr. Cole is one of our mentors, as well as Mrs. Martha and Mr. Milkemper. This is Marley, Logan, Lucas B. All the way on the end there, Colin, Lucas R. Chase is a newly graduated senior. I'm Sage. This is Kaylee. Behind me is Elena and Landon.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Go right ahead with your presentation. We'll turn the floor over to you. Mike, could you move that?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Quick, that's gonna help.
All the way up or just one? Is that good or not?
Whatever they need.
Is the projector being-
Is that too dark for you guys, or is it?
No, it's
All
fine.
right.
Tommy's got to slide there's a closed thing on the top of the lid.
I'm not sure why though. Are you moving them closer? Oh.
Can we make that smaller?
You guys are going forward. I know. I
Just
want
focus.
to-
I gotta be stuck.
Wait, just move the projector forward.
Maybe move the projector back, slide it back. Yeah, move the projector back.
That make it bigger.
Closer.
Oh, closer?
Closer to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
just short.
closer?
Oh, that was on.
Put it right up in front of the robot.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
We're here to see the day.
We are the Perry Robots, Team 6548, a robotics team located in Perry, Michigan. We have grown from 7 students to 20 over the past 2 years. Our team has worked hard to teach skills to our new members such as CAD, CNC, 3D printing operations, coding, and fabrication.
However, the past 2 years, our team has went through a huge expansion. We went from 7-person team to 20 and have maintained the number through this year. We have also restructured and have a new leadership team this coming year. Our focus was on making our team sustainable by teaching the newer students so that we're prepared for when our seniors graduate.
So what do we do?
Our leadership team has been busy this year teaching new members to help us sustain our team dynamic. We spend time fundraising by helping our community clean up scrap metal and communicating our needs with sponsors. In the wood shop, we meticulously craft the field while living by the motto, measure twice, cut once. Our design process. We have learned to use our 2 new 3D Bamboo X1C printers and design our own prints. We've also improved our skills with Onshape and the CNC machine to fabricate custom interchangeable pieces for our robot. This allows us to easily replace damaged parts.
Scrapping and recycling. Our team not only uses scrap metal as a fundraiser, but it helps keep our community clean as well as keeping these items out of the landfills. Last year, our school replaced all of the furniture. Last year, our school replaced all of our furniture, and our team was able to take out the metal to be recycled and save the school money and time. Scrapping within our community is our main source of funds for our robotics season. Creativity Award. This year we were chosen as recipients of the Creativity Award at our second event in Fenton High School. We were highlighted for an intuitive 3D printed belts intake design and our steel drum rollers.
Our rookie season was in 2017. This year, 2026, is our 9th year competing. Last year, we made it to Worlds. It was a great experience for our seniors to be able to go on their last year. We all had a blast doing things like visiting NASA, going to Roboprom, and going to an Astro game. And that's a picture of our seniors at NASA. That's our robot from last year at our Worlds field. And then the bottom left is us cheering. And then the bottom middle is the strategy team talking with another team. And then bottom right is the drive team celebrating after hitting a record.
Our first competition was in Marion Springs, where we were ranked 24th with a record of 7 wins, 9 losses, 0 ties. We competed in the playoffs as the second pick of Alliance 2, and we were eliminated in the double elimination bracket in round 5. At our second competition in Fenton, we were ranked 26th with a record of 8-7-0 and won the Creativity Award, sponsored by Rockwall Automation. We competed in the playoffs as the second pick of Alliance 6 and were eliminated in the double elimination bracket in round 3.
Outreach. This year we hosted our first carnival and it was a huge success. We intend on doing carnivals biannually, during the summer outside and during the winter inside. We reached out to our community for supplies and the school for space to host. While not our biggest fundraiser, our movie nights can effectively help our community by allowing people to donate to places like the Humane Society, the food bank. Community involvement like this can help us work towards more awards and perks. Gas stations and small stores allow us to set up bake sales where the treats are supplied by parents, students, and mentors. The bake sale is one of our biggest fundraisers and provides us with the opportunity to be more involved within the community. We are also active members in the ShyBots, a community of Shiawassee robotics teams, where we can talk to other members within our community to amplify the reach of our impact and learn new skills. Impact. The first Impact Award is the most prestigious award at first. It honors the team that best represents a model for other teams to emulate and best embodies the mission of FIRST. It was created to help keep the center focus of FIRST robotics competitions on the ultimate goal of transforming the culture in ways that will inspire greater levels of respect and honor for science and technology, as well as encouraging more of today's youth to become science and technology leaders. It is our goal to eventually achieve this award. This award is reached through an accumulation of STEM events over years, and we are starting now. We are very appreciative of you and our community's support in the endeavor and hope to continue this partnership.
So, first alumni successes. The first alumni who pursue a STEM job are more likely to get a higher paying job. I should probably start this off. So, first alumni are people who were on robotics teams and then graduated, like Chase over there. So, first alumni who pursue a STEM job are more likely to get a higher paying job. And they're more likely to participate in academic clubs and organizations in college. They're also more likely to go to college and participate in a STEM-related field. So, for examples, Thea and Cameron from last year, actually more Thea. Thea went into like a medical field, so that's an amazing example of that. So, First Robotics has shown me how to advocate not only for myself, but my peers in a professional setting. I have no one except First to thank for my excellence in communication, advocacy, and charity. First demonstrated not only the ease of procuring social change, but the steps in which are necessary to do so. I now have the professionalism, advocacy, organization, determination, courtesy needed to advance my career in professional settings. Without First, I would not have been able to enact the organization, leadership, networking, and communication I've used to achieve the position I am currently in. Since working my way into this role, I have received life-changing opportunities and employment offers that could very well secure a long-term, stable career before I even complete my degree. That is from a First survey respondent. So.
We would like to end by saying how grateful we are for the use of the woodshop and continued support from the school and faculty. Having this space has allowed us to further develop our team by giving us the space to build a half field for our robot and drive team to practice on. It has also empowered our ability to train members in business with expanded reach of technology, which includes more computers and 2 high-tech 3D printers. These improved safety measures allow us to move forward with less risk of injury, enabling more movement around the room so that we can effectively split tasks between groups and get more done. This is the end of our presentation. If you guys have any questions about First or specifically our team, we'd be happy to answer them.
Council, do you have any questions for the robotics team?
What's the best way for the community to support you guys?
Come to our fundraisers, even word of mouth helps too, just getting our name around.
What fundraisers do you have?
Sometimes we'll do bake sales, and we're thinking about doing carnivals biannually, so we were thinking about doing one this summer.
We have a craft fair.
Oh, we have a craft fair. Oh, scrap metal too. We have a craft fair coming up. We do scrap metaling, so if you have like an old fridge that doesn't work anymore, we'll take care of it. That works as a donation. Word of mouth and monetary, both work. Also, our bake sales are usually by donation, so that also helps.
And they have also been doing yard cleaning, and we have some further building of some birdhouses and things like that that we're going to be selling at the craft shows that are at the Fresh Market later this summer. And we have some other places that will be at a couple of different events, like we'll be with the Shy Bots for the Kerwood Festival and things like that. But we do take sponsors, and we would enjoy anybody's help, if anybody would like to mentor.
Do you guys have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Yes, we have multiple social media
And a
platforms
website.
and a website.
Okay. What is it?
phsrambots.org.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
phsrambots.org.
Okay. Alright.
The word of mouth really helps with that.
That website has all of our social medias on there, as well as a lot of information about the team.
I'll follow it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a good presentation, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Are we gonna get to see your robot
Do you want to
do
see it?
anything?
You want to see it run?
I would.
Okay.
I think council, would you like to see the robot?
Sure.
can't throw the ball because the ceiling's not high enough.
Okay. Since the rest of the council members are here now, would you tell everybody what the robot's name is? Artemis 2. Artemis 2. Why is it Artemis 2? It's got.
Over the season, at our first competition, we had a pretty much completely separate robot than the one we have right now. That one was originally Artemis 1. And then after our first competition, we realized we really needed to step it up with our second robot. And between those 3 weeks, between our first and second competition, we were able to build a whole second robot, which is this one now. We named it Artemis 2 because it was the second one, as well as Artemis 2 launched around that time that we were building this second robot.
Nice.
Okay, why Artemis? What is Artemis? Who's Artemis? Like, what's the story behind it?
Yeah, our season this year was pretty Earth-focused, like history. It was overall called First Age.
It was focused on like archaeology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we figured we could kind of pull from the mythology of that with Artemis, as well as Artemis is like the Greek goddess of the hunt. So we were able to, our robot moves fast, it accomplishes all of her tasks pretty quickly. We built off of that. We also sent out like a list of names to our school and let them vote on the ones they wanted best. And then our team voted on the top 3 that we got from the school.
Do you control the robot with your laptop?
Yeah, we have a Xbox controller that we drive it with.
Oh, I see.
And during the match, it's 2 minutes and it's a 2-minute period that we drive the robot. But before that, there's a 20-second period where it runs a called autonomous period, where it runs a predetermined path that we put on the computer. Like we tell it a set path, and then we input that path at the start of the match, and it'll run that path all on its own.
Very interesting.
Somebody want to explain how the game is this year?
I think it might be like four legs. It could just be the rubber. I think it's like a minute and a half. You can connect your.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently. Okay, so. Alright, so the game this year, the goal of it was to get little foam balls called fuel into a hub that had each side. So I don't really have a whiteboard to explain this. I'm going to try to use my hands to the best of my ability. So you had 2 sides. You had the side over here, the side over here. You had red and blue. So you had 3 drivers on each side, each controlling a robot. And these teams would compete to get these little foam balls, the fuel, into their little hub that they could shoot it in. And players could go on both sides of these little foam balls. So they'd have to shoot it into little central hubs to get points. The thing is, only one would be active most of the time. So if yours wasn't active, you could go over and stop the other robots from scoring and stockpile your own fuel.
When your hub is inactive, you can't score points there.
Yeah. You could also throw the ball into the hubs if you were a human player. So that was a very interesting mechanic. You really wanted someone good at basketball on your team, so.
So, our first button, our intake, it allows us, once we put it down, we can intake the balls using that roller right there, and then it goes through to our roller core that brings brings it into our shooter mechanism, and it shoots it out. And we chose the big 4-wide shooter so that we could throughput as many balls as we could to score as much as we can. And we had a problem while we were testing our robot that the balls would get stuck where the intake is between the roller floor and the intake, so we made it that allows it to dump the balls through. And then, oh, the hood?
Fuel up. See if you can pick the fuel up. Don't shoot them, but pick them up.
Yeah, and we're able to adjust the distance on where we're shooting by the hood. You want to do it?
Don't shoot it though.
Please. Sorry. And then, you see how the balls got stuck there? So.
It looks better in the water fuel in there.
Yeah.
And then we're still working on the robot to prepare for off-season competitions. Like we're looking to replace the net with like a sliding like polycarbonate sheet, so then it's more clean and has less catching problems.
How many competitions will you participate in this summer?
We're looking at 3 competitions during the summer and the fall. And then we're going to try to prepare for those and improve our robot, continue to improve our robot.
Where will you go for that competition?
We have our first event, we have it planned, it's called Rainbow Rumble, it's in Mason.
Okay.
We also have another one we're planning on doing, it's a girls event, so only girls are allowed to work on the robot during the event. I actually don't know where that is, but...
It's Grand Rapids somewhere.
Where?
It's in Grand Rapids.
Grand
It's
Rapids.
Kentler.
And then we have a third event, we haven't specified any certain off-season, but we're planning on doing everything.
Oh, good. Council, do you have any other questions for the robotics team?
I'm really proud of you guys. I think that's fantastic.
Yes, wonderful. Let's give them a... Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Mike, what do you think for a cart?
I think you should lift it up so they don't have to bend over and work on the ground.
We've sent out to Stryker.
What's that?
We sent out to Stryker to see if they'll sponsor us.
Yeah.
If they can, we're gonna try to get electric.
Well, those are pricey.
You can get a free team, right?
Does everything work on it?
Yeah, yeah. We have a cylinder that they tried to put on it, we just couldn't fine tune it yet.
Yeah, I bet they'd probably help you with some of that stuff on that one.
They might.
You know, especially, not many places are using those spots anymore, so I bet any parts they have, they'd give you.
It's so tight every time.
We got so many comments from that.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's stuck over there. I think you do.
One side at a time.
You use it.
You build it, but she may take it over.
Okay, it's not really my cookies.
It's 2 tires.
Because it can only go on one way.
Yeah, you can just load on this side. Okay, that makes sense.
It's because when you lift it up, the bolts on the hood touch the connection, and then, yes, you know they
You
did
need
it.
to, you see it? It's low.
They pulled one up, yeah.
When you guys put that hit really hard.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix the bumper.
Oh, wait, you know,
I see that, that's it.
Somebody get the balls. Thank you guys for
I
having
see,
us.
that goes right in
Yes,
there.
thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
for
thought you were
joining
using it
us.
to
Keeps the
carry on the
pressure,
other gear.
keeps the pressure off the drivetrain.
Yep. Good.
Well done, you
Perfect.
guys. Well
Thank you.
done.
And they were gonna get.
Thank you so
much.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all have a nice Memorial Weekend.
That's great. It was nice of them to come and show us. We'll move into public comment if we have any. I don't see anybody, but we'll wait a minute till the robotics team has exited. Anyone here for public comment? Hearing none, we'll move into communications with Shirley.
So the only things that I handed out to you extra tonight were the ordinance, possible ordinance revisions just for discussion. And then the two attorneys' advice, or the attorney's advice for the two items on the agenda for OHM and the South Tower, both discussions. I did also provide you guys with an email with a copy of the budget that was sent to me from Commissioner Garber, who told me that their budget, the Shiawassee County's budget was amended for the 2026 budget year, and she just provided the correct, accurate information. I think I gave you all of the, I gave you the email and everything, yep.
I think you could read this because the inaccurate information was shared publicly. So I think we need to correct it.
Yes, so Shirley, just to follow up to the inaccurate financial data stated by Commissioner Shepard last week during your city council meeting. The attached report, which I gave you, if you go to the last page, we'll give you the correct numbers. The county has an amended 2026 budget of $105 million, not the $80 million Commissioner Shepard stated. County expenditures today are $27.3 million, much lower than the $40 million Shepard reported. Please share with the council members and let me know if there are any questions. And I told her I would do that. And I just want to let her know how much we appreciate her coming and giving us correct information and taking extra time to come to our meetings, even though that we are not part of her district that she serves in. So it's really nice of her.
Yes, and I would also like to express our appreciation to our County Commissioner Garber for the detailed correction to the financial data. We also appreciate the Shiawassee County Commissioner's public correction to the misinformation that was received at their May 13th, 2026 meeting. I was able to watch the video of that meeting, and it was apparent that the commissioners are monitoring what's said outside of the commissioners' meetings at the local district meetings, and we appreciate that monitoring and the correction when it's necessary. So thanks to them for doing that. Shirley, did you have anything else?
That's it. Oh, yes, one more thing. Cleanup week ends tomorrow, 7:30 to 3:30, and then we'll be done. And I think we've used maybe all of our 6 dumpsters, I think. The 6th one was delivered today. Yeah.
As part of the mayor reports, I did get several emails from MML and other various groups asking for support for the zoning preemption bill opposition that was going to committee for hearing. I did go ahead and send to Representative Begoel an email, which I've handed out to you, indicating that the city of Perry administers zoning issues for the city and does a great job. That I, as mayor, oppose House Bills 5529 through 5532 and 5581 through 5585. As a local government, we stand united in our effort to protect local decision-making and to reject efforts that would preempt local governance in favor of sweeping state mandates. Real housing solutions require collaboration, flexibility, and trust in the people and institutions closest to the work, not policies that erode local voices. Sweeping mandates oversimplify the problems and ignore the unique needs and circumstances of Michigan's diverse communities. We hope you will advocate for our local community in opposition of these bills. I just wanted you to be aware of that. I have also received an email from a different attorney's office. It's where our union attorney is, but they often send out information to us. And they sent out one that's concerning data centers. And data centers are coming, is your community ready, was the title of that. In that information, and I think most of you probably got that, but I sent this on to our attorney, Justin, and asked him in regard to data centers. We don't have anything in our ordinance that I could find that specifically addresses data centers. Would that be correct, Larry?
I'm not aware of anything at all.
So, one of the paragraphs headed, what if you need more time, if you don't have this on your ordinances? If your community needs time to develop these regulations, a moratorium is a legitimate and well-established tool. So I forwarded that on to Justin and asked him his opinion of that. He said he would look into it and check to see what other communities, such as our size, are doing and get back with us with some recommendations. So we'll look forward to hearing from him about that. I did also receive an email from U.S. Senator Alyssa Slotkin's office regarding our application for funding for the engineering of our water main along Keeney. And the email says, I am pleased to inform you that U.S. Senator Alyssa Slotkin has selected your project, Keeney Street Water Main Improvement Project, for submission to the Interior and Environment Subcommittee as part of the congressionally directed spending process. Senator Slotkin's selected projects under this subcommittee will go live on our website, at which it has done. I'll just read for the public's benefit. This selection reflects the strength of your proposal and its potential impact on the community. While this is an important milestone, it marks the beginning of a longer process. The Appropriations Committee will now review submissions from across the country and determine which projects to include in upcoming funding legislation. Projects selected at the committee level must then advance through the full congressional budget process, including passage by both chambers of Congress and ultimately being signed into law by the President before funding is awarded. Our office will remain engaged throughout this process and will keep you informed of any updates. We appreciate your partnership and your commitment to serving our community. And this application for funding was sent in by OHM free of charge for the city. One other good news item is the installation of the street light at Lansing Road in Britain that has been accomplished. It's done. And I did thank Kyle over at Consumers Energy, and he was pleased that it was completed. So we thank them for that. That was at the cost of $230. In regard to the application for funding of streetlights along Lansing Road from the east to the west. Let me do that again, east to the west borders. And then along M52 from Britton Road to the city limit north. That has been received and verified to have been received by the FY 2028 Safety Program Call for Projects. It shows on the list of submitted projects and posted on MDOT's local agency program special funding. So we've confirmed that it's there. That was also submitted by OHM free of charge. And let me just check my list because I think that's everything. Yes. Any questions for me about any of that? Okay, we will move on then to committee reports.
Just a, a quick update from the ordinance committee. We have had a couple of short ordinance committee meetings since our last council meeting at the request of the current marijuana facility owners that reside here in Perry. They've asked us to take a look at some parts of our ordinance to see whether or not there's any opportunity for some modifications or change now that we've had the ordinance in place and they've been up and running for not quite a year. So we have got some discussion items later on the agenda that we'll not be able to vote on today because we didn't have the information and time to have it ready, but we'll discuss at least what the ordinance committee's current thinking is and the council's input.
Any questions for Larry? We might have some later.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Looking now at presentation and approval of the bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and that payment be authorized.
We have a motion from Mike, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. We don't have any old business, so we'll move on to new business. And that first item is the Schindler Elevator contract renewal or possible renewal. Shirley, do you want to say anything?
Yep. So I received this addendum renewal. It's basically, it's not, it took me a while to figure out exactly what it was, but it's not, it doesn't lock in our renewal price. Like last year we paid $3807.11 for our yearly service that we paid Schindler for. It is just gives us a discount. So whatever if they raise it to $4,000, if we sign a 2-year contract, we'll get a 2% discount. Extension. If we do a 7-year extension, we'll get 3% discount. If we extend it for 10 years, we'll receive a 5% discount. It doesn't lock in the amount, it just locks in a continuous discount. Does that make sense? Okay. All right.
Questions for Shirley?
So that's what I'm just asking, if you guys want to review with them. They were here today doing some work on the elevator with weights and stuff. I don't know, they brought weights in. I have no idea what they did. I didn't even know they were coming. So, and then they blew a fuse and then had to go to the hardware to get one. They didn't have one, so then they had to go to Owasso to get one. And then they came back and put it in and then left. So I'm not really sure what they did, but some maintenance thing.
Too much weight in
Maybe. So, yeah, that's it.
What is the renewal? How
Oh.
much? Sorry.
I don't know how much the renewal is. I won't know until next year. But I did give you a copy of the renewal that we paid this last year.
Oh, February.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not going to expire until January of 2027. So I don't know what the renewal price is. I'm sure it will go up. I feel like it's gone up every year. But it's just locking in that discount that we will receive. And I didn't find any other kind of paperwork offering this discount extension discount, or whatever you want to call it.
Does this lock us in to the number of years extending the contract?
Yes.
So they're offering a discount,
To stay with them.
but yes, it would require that we would stay with them for that period of time.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hard, excuse me, it's kind of hard to say, yes, let's extend it for 5 years. It's a 2% discount, but what if it goes up to, doubles or something in a year, that's, right?
You know, we don't know what we're discounting.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
true. That's
2%
exactly.
of 0 is still 0.
Right, that's what I didn't know. That's why it took me a while to actually even, when I finally got a hold of them, I'm like,
Yeah, we
what
do.
is the price of the $3,800, or what's it gonna be? And it just said it's a discount off, they'll always receive a 2% discount. If we don't do it, I don't know. I mean, we're with them until 2027, right? At least January of 2027, so,
What has our track record been? It was 3,800 roughly for
I
this current
think-
year.
mhm. I think like when I first started, it was maybe 2,500 when I first started here.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, I'll just say, how about, I say when I started doing accounts payable, because that's when I would have really like noticed it,
Mhm.
right? So it's gone up about $1,200, is that, or
Yeah.
$1,400?
I don't know Schindler, but it doesn't sound like, they raise it 5% to take 2% off from it.
It's hard to say, yes, let's do this when you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna gouge you or anything like that, but it's just like,
Right.
we're opening ourselves up without having
Yeah.
the proper information to be good stewards for the city.
Right, I understand that. Mhm.
And I
How
think,
would the manufacturer of the elevator is it Schindler Elevator, or is it?
I don't have any idea. I just know that they've always, since I've been here, have serviced it, maintenanced it, make sure that when the state comes in, we have all our little stickers that they,
Yeah.
all the stuff that you're supposed to have, so, that's all I know. So I've been here for how
Probably
long?
only a few places that do it. I wonder if it'd be worth, just calling them and see what other places
See.
charge, and then
Mhm,
if it's pretty comparable, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea.
mhm. Okay.
and,
If people want to do that, it's just one opinion.
and it'll be about $40. That's how much we are discounting based on the $5, maybe.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a ton.
Like
Well, if you
2%
send-
to a total
if
of
you send it
$40.
five.
If it's 3,800 again, it's $40. A little less than 40.
Yeah, it's not much of a discount, but it's hard to say when you don't have some sort of, all right?
Right.
Percentage is gonna be lost in their annual increase,
Right.
it sounds like.
Right.
How,
Go ahead,
I'm
sorry.
sorry, go ahead, Nadine.
I just was gonna ask, how often when we do,
It just renews every year.
Every year.
Yeah, it just has automatically renewed, in January, I think I get a bill and I pay it. It's always on the bill list, so it will renew again in January, but we don't know what the price will be.
yes, I like to have the option of getting other, pricing
Okay.
in the future, if we should want it, where this would lock us into a certain number of years.
Okay.
And it says, by signing this, blah, 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 unless given a 90-day notice, does that mean we can give them 90-day notice even though we signed a 10-year contract with them?
Well, it seems like we can back out of it.
Does that mean we can back out of it? It says by signing the above, you agree that the contract will renew for another period,
So I-
unless you.
Yeah, I don't.
Have Tell them
signing,
90
but
days
you
before it
agree.
renews.
Yeah, so if we decide not to renew, to automatically let it roll over renew, sounds like we need to give them 90 days notice.
Oh, that's just for the, we can't
Just
just.
for renewal, because it says, if you read down, it says if you terminate it, you basically owe them for the whole year, whenever you terminate it. You don't get any refund.
Right, so if we were to end it today and go with somebody different, what we paid them for this year would be gone.
It's lost, right?
Mhm.
Well, and it doesn't say that we can terminate it in the middle of the contract either. It's just saying that this contract will automatically renew for another period equal to what we're in an agreement for now, unless we give a 90-day notice. So should the contract be terminated for any reason prior to the expiration of the initial, and that's what Bob said, is we would lose that amount. So, I mean, the contract would obligate our payments stay with them,
Yeah.
even if we chose to terminate it.
I think that I have that contract in my black binder, so.
Yeah, I think we need to maybe ask Justin's opinion
Okay.
on this, but I'd also agree with what Mike
Yeah.
asked, is to check around for other fee comparisons, but maybe even to ask Schindler, how do they determine what they'll charge us next year? I mean, what is that based on? Because we don't like taking a shot in the dark here.
Yeah. no, I
Yeah, how do
understand.
they decide? How do they determine that? So, a few things for Shirley to check on for us. And she may or may not have all that information together by the next meeting, but we'll put it, table it, this discussion and decision, until she's able to gather that. Is that satisfactory with everybody?
Do you want, somebody want to make a motion to table then?
Shirley would
Sorry.
like a motion to
Sorry.
table this. No, that's okay. That's your job.
I move that we table the Schindler elevator contract renewal discussion until a future council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay. Thank you. Moving into our next item under new business, engineer of record and fee schedule. We had at one point indicated possible approval, but this will require the recommendation for the contract that OHM sent to us, have some revisions recommended by our city attorney. And we just got this. So you haven't seen it long enough ahead of time to read this. It is 3 pages long. And I think it's very detailed and very good reading. And I think we should allow ourselves time to review it and compare Justin's recommendations with the contract that OHM had provided to us. Shirley did talk to OHM after we got this from Justin. Do you want to share that?
I emailed Nolan the recommendations, or Justin's recommendations, and Nolan answered me back and said that he will forward it to his legal team to review the items that involve the terms and conditions. Items 1 through 4, he has no problem updating to proposal to meet the requests made. So whatever Justin's asking for in items 1 through 4, he can do to make those changes. I'm sorry. But then the legal counsel has to finish the rest, so it's probably gonna be next week or maybe the week after. So he will get that to me as soon as it's finished.
You're gonna send us Justin's information then?
I did already,
Okay.
today, or yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Said, she already did send the information to OHM. Is that who you asked?
No.
Or-
Are we supposed to look, obviously, we've got the original contract from OHM,
Yes.
but we didn't get any, I didn't recognize having received anything relative to Justin's comments on
I
it.
thought she
it's-
handed that out
it's
to
The
you
stuff I
tonight.
handed out to you tonight.
It was all bundled with your ordinance
Yeah,
and
with
his
the ordinance
opinion on that and stuff.
All paper clipped together.
Got it.
Everybody make sure you have it. Okay.
Yep.
So really what
Sorry.
I need is, again, a motion to table this discussion and any decision until OHM has supplied us with a revised proposal, and Justin has had opportunity to look at that. So if anybody's interested in making that motion.
I move that we table this until the June 4th, 2026 meeting to allow OHM to respond to the attorney's advice.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you. So you have lots of holiday weekend reading. Moving into our next item is another discussion that has an opinion supplied by Justin in regard to an offer that the city has received regarding our cell tower. This is, company has supplied a written offer. Justin has looked it over and he's supplied 5 pages of recommendations in regard to that. 4 pages, I guess. Very detailed, very good, excellent response in looking it over. Because the company that made the offer has in that offer requirements of confidentiality, we're not going to discuss this tonight. Although Justin does, you'll see in his memo, indicate that we can't do that. We can't keep it all confidential because we're a municipality, we're not a private business. But because we're not truly gonna look at it tonight, talk about the options tonight, I think it's best that we just avoid an issue. If you're all okay
I
with
was
that.
wondering how we're gonna broach that myself.
Okay. And when you read Justin's recommendation, he makes it very clear that we do have to do everything out in the open. And so, I think it's, again, I think it's probably best that we take the time to review not only the offer, but Justin's recommendations, and then come back and discuss it.
Probably worth getting ahold of them and saying, how do we discuss this publicly with that clause in there?
Yeah, and Justin makes it clear that we can't do that. So
Yeah,
we'll-
exactly.
yeah,
Get some
we'll-
guidance from them, how do
yeah,
you want
we'll
us to
have
go about this?
Yeah, we'll have to communicate that. So, certainly if there's anything you want to discuss, other than the details of the offer itself.
I say just hold off.
Yeah.
Can't read it, we can't do anything to that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, then I'm looking for, nothing really, because we we didn't have a decision to go forth tonight, I would just say, Shirley, let's put this on the agenda for the next meeting and see if we have everything together.
Sure.
Okay.
We have more reading to do.
Yes, a little more. And if anybody needs the copy of the contract that's in place right now with American Tower, let Shirley know and she'll get you a copy of that. It's the third amendment to the standard lease agreement, and it's dated February 25th, 2022. So if you don't have that one, make sure you get that from Shirley. You'll need that to understand what Justin's saying, I think. Anyway, I did. Okay, moving on to our next new business item then, number 4 and then number 5, related to ordinance amendments, and I'll turn it over to Larry.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, we were approached by the owners of the retail facility of marijuana here in the city. They had, their approach was largely driven by the fact that those that aren't aware, the state imposed a 24% wholesale tax on recreational marijuana effective the first of this calendar year, and it's creating some financial concerns for the facility, as it is for all the other facilities around Michigan. And they asked specifically if we could take a look at 3 things: the ordinance as it regards our license renewal stipulation, secondly, the renewal fee that we currently have in the ordinance, and third, the requirement that we have in the ordinance for a surety bond. As I said, we met as an ordinance committee a couple of times and got some input from Justin English as well. And basically, what's in the handout summarizes the fact that currently the license renewal is specified to be a new application submitted to, in this case, Shirley, 30 days before the expiration of the existing license. We'd like everyone to take a look, and we're considering proposing at our next meeting for actual reading a modification that would say the initial facility license would be in place for 1 year from the first operation or first opening of the business for sale of product. And basically, in this particular case, the ordinance, the license was issued in June. The facility didn't actually open their doors until the September timeframe thereabouts. So secondly, we currently require in our ordinance a $5,000 initial application and a $3,000 annual renewal fee. We had a lot of discussion about whether or not we should consider modifying the renewal fee. We checked with some other municipalities, and what we're proposing for discussion once again next time is if the facility, whether it be this facility or other facility in the future, has 2 years of continuous operation without any issues, be they state or city violations, that we would entertain a 50% reduction in the renewal fee, basically taking it to $1,500 instead of the current $3,000. If for any reason they were to achieve that and had any backsliding, if you will, in terms of performance, we would reinstate the prior $3,000 renewal fee. As it regards a surety bond, which is the third item, the surety bond is in place with, in the ordinance right now, with no provision for it ever being removed. The requirement was originally put in for new businesses coming in, but would maintain it as the ordinance exists right now indefinitely. The proposal we'd like to have you read and consider would be the same thing, that if they operated continuously for 2 years with no issues, that the surety bond requirement in the ordinance would be waived But then again, if anything were to happen, it would be reinstated once again. And this only applies, upon renewal, if for any reason, back to the ordinance, for any reason there was ever a sale of the existing facility or moved to a new location, our ordinance requires a complete new initial submission. And we do have a second opportunity in our ordinance for another facility. If that were to come to pass in the future, it would have all of the ordinance situation apply as it does today. Comments, questions?
When I read through this, and maybe I'm just not seeing it, so please tell me, but we talked at the ordinance committee meeting, I just said ad hoc to that, about it returning to the $3,000 renewal fee if they had violations of any of 1 through 6, and I'm not seeing where it says that.
So if you look on the ordinance part,
I think I saw those 2 marks.
If all of them are met, but it doesn't,
well,
no, it returns to $3,000 if any of 1 through 6 are violated.
right here, there's a number 7, so
Oh, there is?
Larry, yeah, he added it after he
Yeah.
brought that to me, so
Oh.
it's not on here.
Oh, it's on this one,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
thank you,
Yep.
okay, got it.
So it is on
Thank you,
page
thank you.
2 of maybe the 408 ordinance.
Okay,
Yeah, it reverts back to the published renewal fee.
Yeah.
What might be a little confusing, when we first talked about the ordinance committee, I wrote the draft that we discussed with the actual dollar numbers in the ordinance. In reality, what we've historically tried to do is to make reference in the ordinance, but to keep the dollar values in the city's fee schedule, so that if there ever is a change, we're not trying to hunt around and find out whether we update the ordinance or only the fee schedule. So the reality is, that's why we say it would return to the published renewal fee that will appear in the, continue to appear in the fee schedule. And the reduction amount, instead of being $50 to $1,500, would be 50% of the renewal fee.
and then the same thing in the other ordinance applies, and you have that in here.
Correct.
I see that now, thank you.
Did they ask for the 50%, or is that just from
That
your
was-
research?
They did not, in our case, they did not ask for a number, they asked for us to take a look at what we might be able to do, if anything. Quite honestly, in the case of Langsberg, because we did contact Langsberg, or actually Megan did, they actually went in writing and asked for the fee to be reduced to $500. From their on-the-books fee for renewal is $3,500. But they have been in business in Langsberg longer than they have here. So Langsberg had not made a decision the last I knew. It was up for further discussion in their council.
So their renewal is still, as you know, right now it's 3,500.
It's still 3,500.
Okay.
How did you guys come up with 2 years? Like, why 2 years? Like the license has operated for 24 months without material, or like, why 24? Why not 4 years? Why not 5? Why not 1?
We're trying to meld, if you will. There are some additional requirements that are put on marijuana facilities that we aren't on establishments that sell alcohol. So we're trying to recognize that there is a difference when it comes to management of the marijuana facility, since the industry is relatively new in Michigan. So we basically proposed 2 years to get some track record that says we believe that there aren't any issues. History has shown that they're in compliance,
Gives them a chance to
certainly in our water,
demonstrate
but
that they
it's
can
at
operate
state
the
level.
business well and follow the rules and aren't causing problems, so it's just a period of time for them to demonstrate that.
And if something changed in their operation and they did begin to falter, we'd reinstate the old surety bond requirement as well as the old renewal fee.
The surety bond, in my opinion, I questioned it when it was in the ordinance originally, if anyone remembers. I don't know about 50%, if I can support the 50% reduction. I just have to think about it. Because I don't want, so that's a big drop. You know,
We talked at the ordinance committee meeting with Shirley. She was there, and of course, she's the person who has to look at the application for renewal. And if you don't mind sharing the time that's put in, because that's what this is supposed to be for, is to cover the amount of time and the effort that has to go into seeing if they literally should be renewed. So,
And I receive emails from the licensing department of the state, and they ask if they're in good standing, if they're following the ordinances. I just send them in a letter. I think I've done it once, I guess it is, but then they send me their license, and it's not a whole, it doesn't take weeks to do, right? It takes 20 minutes, half hour, whatever it takes to do that. And then to renew their license, it's basically if they have no changes, they have no changes, right? You look at their old license and make sure everything's the same, and that's that then, right?
Also, Bob, I did have some conversation with Kyle, because the other area that you run into is if there are some, you know, enforcement issues or anything that were to come up, where's Kyle at with it? And his involvement, knock on wood, has had to be very minimal in terms of this, not quite a year's track record. And when I shared with him what we were going to be discussing, he seemed to be okay with the idea of the amount and the 2 years. The other point that was in the response that we got back from Justin, which I don't think we included, but basically Justin's point was if you're going to adjust it, try to look at what the actual operational costs are for the city in terms of, are you doing the just, you know, action, if you will, with the retailers.
and again, the discussion during the meeting was when this started, we had nothing. I mean, we had never done this before. The city of Perry had never done this before. So Larry and Mindy and Mike, people on that committee, they researched other communities that had already had facilities in their community. And then they used that as a basis. You know, what should we charge? What should we do? What should we require? So we started that way, and now we've been with a facility in town for almost a year. So do those fees make sense? It was a whole lot of our discussion, and that's where we came up with the reduction.
okay.
Yeah.
Did they renew, because their license was, I know, issued, like you said, like June or something, and it took them 2 or 3 months to open.
Right.
So did they renew their license already?
They turned in their application,
They turned in
yes.
the application,
Yeah,
okay.
but they did not.
And this wouldn't affect that anyways, because it's only been a year.
Right, this would not, right, they would, according to this, they would still have to pay the
The
three.
$3.
Mhm.
So let me summarize what I heard you guys say. In the initial time, you guys did the research, you found out $3,000 as annual renewal was what other places are charging, correct?
In the ballpark.
In the ballpark of 3,000, and 5,000 is an initial application fee, right?
That was pretty common.
And I would imagine right now, if we were to do the same research, it'll be about the same for almost everywhere
Mhm.
around us, right? So what, like, why, like, again, why the 50%? If others are charging that much, why would we go down to 50%? That's where, like, the surety board bond, I could see that, but.
We're gonna discuss this next meeting too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's all just read it all through and then discuss it
Yeah,
next
yeah,
meeting,
yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
can,
this is really to get some
yeah,
people thinking about it.
that'd be a good
Compared
idea.
to the actual.
We'll all have more
tonight.
information in our heads and.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Write down your questions or your concerns or what you think you want the renewal fee to be, or if you just still want it to be that.
Yeah.
Well, I have empathy for them that they got kind of, you know what, with the tax. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and going back to Larry's first statement, industry-wide, they've been slapped with a 24% tax. That nobody else has had to deal with something like that.
I don't think they saw it coming either.
I know, I don't think so.
It was approved at the state level, because I went back and looked to see, it was approved in early October. So it didn't just happen on, it was implemented effective the 1st of January, but there was a little bit of lead time. But yeah, it was not a couple months of lead time. I don't think it's our job to, as a city personally, to make businesses financially viable within our community, but I think we need, it's incumbent upon us, I feel, to be fair and reasonable in terms of what our fees are and what our charges are, as we've gained more knowledge, if you will, as a result of having it in place. And that's kind of what the ordinance committee's, recommending here. But let's digest it, and I think Shirley will put it on the agenda with, for a first reading next time, with, somebody's got some modifications that they want to suggest before that first reading, get them to Shirley or I, and we'll get them reviewed by the committee and implemented in that first reading.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then if no one else has any further comments regarding this topic, we will move past, because we discussed both 4 and 5, correct? All right, so we're good there. Any other business to come before council at this time? Anybody have anything? We do have some items that will move forward to our next meetings. I think surely we've got those. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Hearing none. Council, do you have any comments you'd like to make or bring forward, or? I wish you all a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. The parade is Saturday at 11. And they line up down at Keeney Street near the VFW, and then they progress south through town on Main, and then they hold a service out at the cemetery, if anyone's interested. So, hearing no further discussion, our meeting is adjourned at 8:14.